A very good day to all. I am highly privileged to give the Kadambini Ganguly Chairs Lecture in the International Seminar on Feminization in Multidisciplinary Aspects, organized by Boi Arot Publication. But I express my deepest apologies for not being able to join live owing to my other engagements, and at the same time I extend my deepest sense of gratitude to the organizers for giving me this opportunity to deliver my thoughts regarding the seminar. The topic of my lecture is relevance of geography to understand women. I will try to be brief and lucid so that I can reach the multidisciplinary audience. Geography plays a crucial role in understanding women's lives by examining how space, place, environment, and spatial relationships shape gendered experiences. Women's access to resources, mobility, work opportunities, safety, health, and political participation varies significantly across regions and scales, from the household to the global level. My talk explores the relevance of geography in understanding women through key dimensions such as feminist geography, spatial inequalities, rural-urban differences, environmental interactions, and development processes. By integrating gender perspectives into geographical analysis, scholars and policymakers can better address gender inequality and promote inclusive and sustainable development. So, geography is not merely the study of physical landscapes and human settlements. It is also concerned with social relations and power structures operating across space. Women's lives are deeply influenced by geographical factors such as location, environment, accessibility, cultural regions, and economic structures. Understanding women through a geographical lens helps reveal how gender inequality is spatially produced and sustained. Traditional geographical studies often ignored women's experiences, focusing largely on male-dominated activities such as industrial work, migration, and political power. However, the emergence of gender-sensitive and feminist approaches in geography has transformed the discipline by highlighting women's roles, vulnerabilities, and contributions in different spatial contexts. Feminist geography challenges the gender blindness of conventional geographical research. It emphasizes that space and place are socially constructed and experienced differently by women and men. Women's everyday spaces, be it homes, neighborhoods, workplaces, markets, and public spaces, are shaped by cultural norms, patriarchy, and power relations. Through feminist geography, scholars examine issues such as gender division of labor across spaces, women's unpaid and care work, power relations in public and private spaces, representation of women in spatial planning and policy. So this approach helps in understanding how geographical structures reinforce or challenge gender inequalities. Next, coming to the point of spatial inequality. Spatial inequality refers to uneven development and unequal access to resources across regions. Women are often disproportionately affected by spatial disparities due to limited access to education, healthcare, employment, and political institutions. For example, women in remote rural areas may face poor connectivity, limited health care, and fewer educational opportunities. Urban women may experience better access to services but also face issues such as unsafe public spaces, informal employment, and housing insecurity. Geographical analysis helps identify regional patterns of gender disadvantage and supports targeted interventions. Geography highlights significant contrasts between rural and urban women's experiences. Rural women are often engaged in agriculture, allied activities, and household labor, yet their work remains undervalued and invisible in economic statistics. They are more dependent on natural resources and vulnerable to environmental changes. Urban women, on the other hand, may have greater access to education and employment, but often work in informal sectors with job insecurity. Issues such as slum living, migration, and gender based violence in cities are also spatially patterned and best understood through geographical analysis. Women's relationship with the environment is a critical area of geographical study. In many developing regions, women are primary collectors of water, fuel wood, and food, making them directly dependent on local ecosystems. Environmental degradation, climate change, and resource scarcity increase women's workload and vulnerability. Geography helps in understanding gendered impacts of climate change, women's traditional ecological knowledge, role of women in environmental conservation and sustainability. Such insights are essential for designing gender sensitive environmental policies. Development processes are uneven across space and often produce gendered outcomes. Large-scale projects such as dams, mining, urban expansion, and tourism development can displace communities and affect women differently than men. Geographical studies reveal that women often receive fewer benefits from development projects. Displacement increases women's economic and social insecurity. Access to development opportunities is shaped by location and mobility. Integrating women's perspectives into regional planning and development geography ensures more equitable outcomes. So, what's the importance of geography for policy and planning? Understanding women through geography is vital for inclusive policy making. Gender sensitive spatial planning can improve women's access to education, healthcare, transport, housing, and employment. Mapping gender disparities helps governments and institutions design region specific interventions rather than one size fits all solutions. Geography thus serves as a bridge between academic knowledge and practical action for women's empowerment. So, finally, geography is highly relevant for understanding women because it reveals how gender relations are embedded in space, place, and environment. By analyzing spatial inequalities, environmental interactions, and development processes, geography provides a comprehensive framework to study women's lived realities. Incorporating gender perspectives into geographical research not only enriches the discipline but also contributes to social justice, equality, and finally, sustainable development. That's all for today from my side. Looking forward to interact live with you all next time. Thank you very much, and I wish this seminar a grand success. Namaskar.